things of being a male that allows gender-specific problems that necessarily sometimes get lost in the greater conversation.
Right. Like what?
So school to prison pipelines.
But here's the deal. If I pull the data right now, the suspension rates for black boys is on par with the suspension rates of black girls. So again, the only thing I'm asking is when I hear the nuances of black men, what I want to know is what's the nuance?
See, this is the stuff that I like, is that it sounds good, right? So this was Roland Martin. He was talking to on CNN, and it was like Roland Martin talked to black men about sexism, and of course somebody posted it, and it was just like, the nuance of sexism, right? Like black men always crying foul, basically. And when I heard Roland Martin make this statement that black girls are suspended at the same rates as black men, I was like, I don't think I've ever read that. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Facts.
So, and of course, everybody's like, see, he had those black men on the panel tripping over themselves. Well, when you outright lie, yeah, it's easy to make people trip over themselves. Because thank goodness that Dr. Tommy Curry, who's probably the foremost expert on black male studies out there, he's not even probably is, he actually created the field of black male studies. He dropped the rate of preschool boys.
Okay.
Of all demographics, right? Because he's a researcher. So he has all the information. So the moment this fell on his desk, because I couldn't even find the information because I didn't know where to look. But he reposted this about 2 days ago. And when it comes to preschool, right?
Okay.
Black boys being suspended versus black girls being suspended. Suspension rates for black boys are 23%. Expulsion rates are 20%. And for black girls is 7% suspension, 5% expulsion. Now it's preschool, right? So these 4, 5, 6 year olds, you could just say, okay, grain of salt. It changes as they get older. But when they get older, when it actually went to public schools, the suspension rate for black males was 17.6%.
Okay.
And for black girls, it's 13.7%.
Okay, similar.
So similar but close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not as close as you're making it out to be. There's a reason why people put that 87 into their gas tank instead of that 93, right? Prices are close, but they ain't the same. We know they ain't the same, right? That's why we're going with 87, right? So
country, nigga.
So we know that similar and the same is not exact.
Facts.
And Roland was wrong for doing that. And honestly, that's about to be the topic of this pod today. Because anytime black men have a grievance, it is completely minimized. And the crazy part about this, because everybody says, you should go to therapy. You should go to therapy. Everybody should go to therapy. Black men should go to therapy, right?
That is true.
One of the first things that they tell you when you go to therapy? One of the first things they tell you?
Listen to the Black Dads Club.
Is after that, they say, do not minimize what someone else tells you that you're causing them pain. Do not minimize it. But every single time, African-American men and black men, I'm going to include my cousins in on this too. Okay. Every time we complain, it is minimized to whereas someone says it's not anything. Now, when someone Euro-American say that to me, I kind of expect it because they don't know.
They don't know.
But when someone that looks like me says it, it is a constant reminder of why God looked at Abraham and said, get away from them. Get away from your kindred and your acquaintance. Get out of the country and go to a land that I will show you. And I am here to say that African-American men, we damn near qualify for refugee status at this point. Like, for real, we damn near, like, if any country would like to welcome us in, productive black men, we definitely have to qualify because we have no grievance in this country, right? We can't even talk about school to prison pipeline, which is what they was talking about, which I'm about tired of discussing, by the way. I think we should create our own schools and create our own teachers.
Dr. Umar School.
We'll get on his ass later. No, right? And actually rebuild our community. And I get the fear, right? Because when we came out of the enslavement of the children of the prisoners of war from the coup d'etats that occurred on the motherland, when all that happened and we were free, the Reconstruction period is probably the most productive period of industrialism and creativity for African Americans ever, like beyond the Harlem Renaissance, which is the only thing they teach us about in school, right? When it comes to, black excellence, right?
They didn't even tell us we made jazz.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, here's the thing: Reconstruction was even beyond that, and black men and women worked actually with working class white men and women. Again, look, Progressive Party of North Carolina. Look at what preceded the Wilmington Massacre. All right, see what happened prior to that made that happen. But long story short, the point that I'm trying to get to is that we, as African Americans in this country, we built over 100 cities. We've had the most productive periods of growth ever, and we weren't even integrated. Like, we weren't even bothering Euro Americans, right? Like, they came and burned the shit down out of pure, as y'all like to say, hate. But we know what hate is. Hate is jealousy and envy. And now that we have the grandchildren of the people that went through the apartheid and the children of the people that went to the apartheid that are starting to say, hey, I'm going to strain my back a little bit because our community is in a disarray. We're getting more hate now. I hate to start the pods out so somber. Apologies.
I'm gonna fix that.
But we getting so much hate now that I do not blame black men for saying, you know what? We need to separate ourselves and figure out who amongst us is for us. I do not blame black men for that whatsoever right now.
I always know when Mike has his stress levels are high for the 48 hours prior to the pod. I can always tell. He comes in different. First of all, I'm gonna give y'all an insight. This is pre-production. Mike texts me and say, "Yo, I'm on the way." Usually when Mike texts, I have 45 minutes. I think Mike was here in like 15 and 20 minutes. Like it was kind of scary. He came in all with the merch on, different, and he sat straight down and he was ready. That never really happens. You know what I'm saying? So much so that I told myself, oh, Mike is on the way. I got 45 minutes. I can put the stuff on the board, organize it, get it here. Mike was just ready to go. And yes, Mike is correct. We have a running thing throughout this podcast that I think it's time for black men to say, hey, I'm tired of y'all kicking my back in. B, I know what's going on.
Yep.
C, I'm good. But we'll get through all there. Get there. I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. This is episode 158, if I stand corrected. I want to welcome y'all. I'm Gavin, aka Coke. This is Pastor Mike. This is the Black Dads Club, brought to you by, presented to you by, paid for by, sponsored by NoGrease Barbershop. I will come and see y'all soon. Sorry, Darnell, I don't have a haircut. Life has been lifing. Before we get into it, what you been up to? How's life?
Life is life, man. I mean, I really have no complaints, man. Hey, hug your parents, man. Like, I had two really good childhood friends, both lose their mother in the span of a week. I mean, I get it. We're at that age now, but if you can spend more time with your peoples, spend time with your peoples, man.
Absolutely. I was talking about that. Karina was like, oh, y'all recording tomorrow? And I said, I don't know. I said, Mike said, one of his friends had a death in the family. And she said, yeah, we are getting to that part where either your parents are losing friends, and that's like the way of you realizing, like, yo, dang, like,
parents are getting older.
The parents are getting older, and it is a weird space to be in, man, because you don't realize, like, when you're brought into this world, your parents and grandparents are already older. Yes. You don't realize it. Yeah. You're just like, all right, well, I got here. Yep. People are 50. People are 25. Cool. Let's keep going. And you realize, like, time is not on their side. I do got a dad tip for this week. I actually researched before I got here. Ain't nothing deep. Share responsibilities of your child with the person you had kids with. I know a lot of times as men, we assume certain things are duties of the woman. And a lot of times women, and I'm only speaking to the guys because 80% of y'all that's listening are guys. Yeah. A lot of times you assume certain things are responsibilities for the woman. The problem is when a woman isn't there no more and you don't know what the hell to do. So take those responsibilities, share responsibilities, learn different responsibilities, and then y'all two will learn to divvy up who does what. The worst thing is that you say, nah, that's what she does. And then she's gone. And then you and your kid eat McDonald's 3 times a day. Because you don't cook, you don't clean shit, you can't find clothes. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with treating your wife, man, like amazingly and doing the things that you want your wife to do. I always tell the guys, like, yo, make sure you're demanding, but also you demand it because that's what you're offering. So I mean, whatever it is that you want from her, make sure you're giving her that. I always tell you guys, you can't simp on your wife, right? There's nothing wrong with taking care of your wife. Now you can look stupid. But you can't simp. You can't simp on your wife, man.
You can look stupid.
You can look stupid. You can do some stuff where dudes be like, bro, you doing too much.
You goofy.
Yeah, you being real goofy with her, right? You really, hit out your weight class, and you keep reminding us you hit out your weight class.
Yeah, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary, man. She married you, bro. You on.
You good.
Relax.
The Democrats got to relax. Let's just get to it. My problem with Democrats is, and we're gonna break this down. If you don't want to hear the protection of black men, there's a 15 or 30-second skip button. We encourage you to use it a couple of times.
Yeah, you probably going to need to go ahead and skip probably 10 minutes ahead.
Absolutely, because I do timestamps for y'all for a reason.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
I love when the Democrats don't give us a heads up that they about to do some, how many minutes we in? Oh, we 12, man. Yeah. When they not about to do some fuck shit. They don't never give us like a leeway. Like, hey.
Yeah,
guess what?
We're thinking about this.
Hey, we're going to sit down with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Okay. We find out the day before.
Yeah.
Okay. They did give us a little bit of leeway for Roland. But yesterday it was announced that Kamala was going on the Shade Room.
Yeah.
And
had no problem with that, to be honest.
I did. I'm not even going to do it.
Yeah.
I had a huge problem. Well, I had a huge problem. And then I realized my huge problem is Shade Room is not a news outlet. It's a media company, but it's not a.
It's not where you go to get your news.
And when you need to talk to black people, I have a problem with who you align yourself with when you have to talk to certain people. Trump, I told my wife that anytime it's time to talk to black folks, Democrats love to talk to the bottom third of black folks.
Yeah, or you know what? Here's the thing. I don't know if they intentionally talk to the bottom third of black folks or if they think all black folks are the bottom third.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I am genuinely confused right now. And this is, look, I would have went off on her being on the Shade Room if she didn't go on the Call Your Daddy, Call Me Daddy podcast. Mm-hmm. So I kind of put those in the same two places, right? Like, okay, maybe it's a younger voter demographic, right? The problem that I had was they were like, hey, Kamala, she has a initiative for black men, right?
That's what pissed me off.
And that right there set me off.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's like, yo, you don't announce an initiative for black men and say, well, I'm going to announce it on the Shade Room. And the Shade Room had it in their title. And here's the thing. They might change it because I listened to the whole interview because I was ready to be super, super annoyed. And by the end of it, I was just regular annoyed because they didn't discuss black men.
They gave their proposal, but we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So for those who do not know, because maybe you are a non-black listener of this podcast, shout out to Ben. And maybe you are black and you don't pay attention to the Shade Room. I don't follow the Shade Room for the main reason I don't follow the Shade Room is because they are not a safe space for black men.
They aren't. They kick black men backs in
anytime they get.
Like, I mean, the site has a reputation of being misandric. And not only being misandric, but also being low-key anti-black, which is crazy because it is a black media outlet.
So I got to 5 minutes into the interview. I turned that shit off when Kamala kept trying to convince me that she has a relationship with Beyonce. For your first 5 minutes, we don't need to talk about Beyonce if you here for black men.
Well, she was talking about Beyonce mama. Like, I think like her.
The first part was Beyonce.
Yeah, then they went to.
Then bruh asked her again about Beyonce. And she was like, well, I know Tina. And it's like, why are we. I love Beyonce. Went to your show. I came in on this podcast and talked about how amazing Beyonce's show was. How that was probably one of my top 5 greatest concerts.
Yeah.
Beyonce ain't watched that shit yesterday. You didn't need to pander to us, black people, more, and we want to dial it in to black women, even though you're here to talk about black men. Kamala, you keep trying to convince us that you black and you don't have to anymore.
It was so far off that, again, I'm like maybe somebody else got it wrong, right? Like even let me look at the shade room topic, because I was like, this ain't really. VP Kamala Harris steps in with Justin Carter to discuss how she'll deliver for black men. That is the topic of it. And it's like, you never got there.
You never got there. So once I got past the Beyonce thing, I turned it off because I was like, I'm done here. I already see what we're doing here. And I started watching highlights. And there is this proposal. 1 million loans gonna go out. Some health things are gonna come out. to help black men, mentoring for young black men.
I have it pulled up.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, I have it pulled up. Let's see here. We have providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable to black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. Now,
let's pause there because that's a big problem. That's a big issue.
Because this was supposed to be for black men, right? And this says providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable to black entrepreneurs, right? And others.
So let me tell y'all what happens. And I've said this so many times on this podcast. I've told y'all this so many times. They come out with these grants, these loans, these forgivable loans, and they put others on there, and they include everybody besides white men.
Everybody.
And if I'm a white man in this country, I would be livid.
But guess who you gonna get mad at though? Right? Because they done put in the title that it's for who?
Black men.
But who's getting it?
Everybody else besides white men.
And
others.
Black men.
Well, black men and black men.
Yeah. Like we're going to be at the bottom of anybody that receives this.
And so the issue is because they're going to put so many things in there. They're going to say, hey, it's for minorities. That's exactly what the fuck they're going to do when this shit come out. And for all of us who saw last time Kamala stood up and was surrounded by minorities, all of them was Asian.
Yeah,
or Pacific Islanders. Let me just put it like that. And I have no problem with them because they are considered minorities. But what happens is when Kamala goes and speak to minorities, it's a room full of the D9 people, which is to the Greeks and organizations. It's a room full of black folks who hey, I make my collard greens in the bathtub. And she's trying to convince us that, hey, I hung out. I listened to Tupac in college, even though he wasn't out yet. You doing all this shit and you pissing on me, telling me that it's raining.
Absolutely right. And again, right. My problem is like even with the like when she showed when she had that picture of the minorities, right, and everybody was Pacific Islander or Southeast Asian, right? She's Southeast Asian, so I get when you help your folks, but don't tell me first off, don't come in at the last minute when early voting is opening this week and then start saying, hey, we got this initiative for black men, especially when I know for a fact that black men asked for this back in March when Joe Biden was in office and y'all didn't do ish, and then you fast forwarded when you had to sit down with National Black Journalists Association, right? We all the black men looked at the panel was just like, yo, so we ain't got one black male journalist that could be on this panel, right? Bro. And so it's not like that black men have just showed up all of a sudden and just said, what's for us? Black men has been asking, and black men have pretty much been saying like, yo, at least stop being disrespectful.
Absolutely.
Black men are going to vote at a 80% clip. I don't care what these polls say. Black men are going to vote at an 80+% clip for Kamala, right? Or they were up until probably 2 days ago.
Oh, we're going to get there. Hold on. All right, so let's get to 2 days ago. Well, I knew the country was on some fuck shit when Obama. I seen the headline said Obama speaks to black men as voters, and I'm gonna get this quote because I told you off mic, and I love bringing it here. Certain people that I love, I just don't follow because I don't want to unlove them. Obama's on that list for me. Roland Martin's on that list for me. Certain people is like, yo, when you talk to me about them, I have a positive thing about them because I do not keep up with them.
Yeah.
Because I know they will take the time and remind me, oh, you might be a goof. Like, it's the reason why I stopped following Drake a long time ago before all this
facts,
this stuff.
I see what you're saying.
Just because it was just like, I love what Drake did for me in college. I love the music he has. I have the music.
I don't want to lose my heroes.
And it's like,
don't want my heroes to turn to villain.
Absolutely. So you got to stop doing that. So Obama does this thing. And let me put it like this. Never mind, I ain't gonna throw you under the bus. Matter of fact, I am. That's what friends do.
Oh, go ahead.
Mike has been warning me about Obama for like the last 10 years. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. And he always, hey, I don't want to snatch your joy away, but you know, what they call him, Barry do some weird stuff.
Yeah, you know, the guy is a little suspect at times. Now, here's the thing. I get it. When you are a fan, and I don't get celebrity. Like, I don't understand celebrity. So I get when sometimes I'm just on the outside looking in, and it's like, yo, I can objectively look at somebody and be like, I like them for this and I dislike them for this, right? Like, I don't fall in and out of fanship, right?
Okay.
I'm only a fan of the Gamecocks and the 49ers. I wish I was not a Gamecock fan like 90% of my life.
Oh, your brother about to owe me some money. I get there in the sports section.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, when I look at people, I look at who they are, right? And I like Barack, right? But I immediately saw who Barack was, right? Now, is he intelligent? Yes. Is he married? Yes. Is he a father? Yes, right? Does he check the list of all things that we think that black men should be? Absolutely, right? But when I look at like what you do in your actions, like one of the first things that I thought that Barack should have done was the decriminalization of marijuana. And we're gonna get through Kamala list, right? I thought this was a layup, right? This is a layup of an opportunity. Because black men are prosecuted or would be stopped and frisked or illegally searched. It was more so from, I smell marijuana than anything else that happens out there. And I was just like, just decriminalize it, right? So it wouldn't matter, right? He didn't touch it. Now, quietly, he made sure that the DEA stopped really like going after it. But I thought he should have been more vocal on it. Because when I saw Trump come in there, everything that Trump wanted to do for his folks, he came in there loudly and did it.
What?
Yeah, he came in there loudly and did it. And I got why Barack couldn't be as loud, but he still could get stuff done. He got bullied with the Supreme Court justices. That pissed me off. Everything y'all complaining about right now, I tried to point this shit out in 2010, and y'all was like, "You're being a hater." You like what's the dude from the Boondocks?
I don't know.
I guess y'all like Uncle Ruckus hate all the black people.
Oh, yeah,
Is that the one that hate all the black people?
Yeah.
I was being damn near accused of being a Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
When it came to Barack Obama, and I'm just like, no. I'm like, my job as a man, especially an African American man that I would say has a small sphere of influence, right, is to kind of see when things are coming and saying, hey, let's hop ahead of this,
absolutely,
before it slaps us in the face.
Let me read this quote. Part of it makes me think that, well, you aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president, and you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. I put in my group chat where there's one other black person in there. They pissing on us and telling us that it's raining.
We don't care that Kamala is a woman, right? We've already ran through this with Hillary.
Yeah, and Mike said something a long time ago, and you hinted at it a couple of minutes ago. When the results come back, black men are going to be Kamala Harris's second biggest supporters.
Second biggest. It won't even be close.
It won't be close. So it won't be so close that the fact of if whatever we do won't be the reason why she lose.
No.
But Barack Obama is too scared to come out and say, hey, white women, it's on y'all.
It's on y'all. Y'all always the ones out here screwing up.
And no, we can't say it.
What?
So what we do is, what's the lowest hanging fruit to kick right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and kick black men back in.
And cool. And everybody else is talking about it. And it's like, I don't know why everybody's so pussy to say what they got to say. It's just getting weird to me at this point. Because as a black man, I was heated yesterday. We didn't even talk about this in our group chat.
No, because I think like several of us was heated. And it was just like, I was in one group chat and I said, you know what? This is not a conversation. It's too nuanced. This is not a conversation for chat. And like real talk, the way that people stop talking to each other after Trump, I will stop talking to y'all if y'all think it's okay for them to launch a black male initiative and then have the language that does not include black males at all and to go in the shade room and talk to Charlemagne about black men. Because I'm gonna listen to that one today too. I promise y'all, if you don't want to talk to me no more, like if you sick of me, just say this is nothing.
Yeah.
Because I'm done. I'm done.
And
I'm done.
You know what? This is one of the parts of, and it may be changed. I doubt it. Joe Budden said a couple months ago, I'm not talking to nobody. And which is code for they reaching out, right?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I found interesting is, and I'm going to give y'all one thing. Y'all throwing out the money. And for people who don't think that none of these people is being paid to do what they're doing, People are getting paid.
Oh, at Roland Martin, absolutely. I don't know. All right, allegedly. It looks like it.
We're assuming.
Yeah, we're assuming that it definitely looks like he's picked up a check these last couple months.
Absolutely.
So and it's like I'm sick of it. Let's go to number 2 on her plan: champion education, training, and y'all love this one right here. Mentorship programs to help black men get good paying jobs in high demand industries and lead their communities, including pathways to become teachers. Look. Kamala, you and Barack grew up without y'all dads. Leave us alone with this mentorship shit, bruh. We're good over here, all right? Look, we need buns. That's what we need. We need buns. We need an ability to go online and to say, hey, I would like to do this. Can I get a bun, right? Or at least can I get help to learn how to apply for buns as a black male? Give us that. We need access and opportunity. We do not need these mentorship programs into the fucking boule that does the shit that Barack went and did the other day, which is, hey, y'all don't want to... Bro, when have we ever cared that a woman was in charge?
Never.
In the history of black men, right? I don't know why y'all keep trying to make us to be out these misogynistic assholes. You will find more queens from the motherland in the history than you will find in all the world history put together, right? So even our ancient history, we weren't misogynistic. If you go through the enslavement of the prisoners of war from the coup d'etat kingdoms of Africa, black men would make sure that the women were taken care of to the best of their ability. So much so that to break black men, they would abuse and attack and sell the women or split up the families because the men were taken care of or trying to the best of their abilities to take the care of the wife, of the woman.
Bruh.
We work hand in hand with the women.
Absolutely.
This is not something that we have cared. When we study civil rights in this country, it is not patriarchal. When Euro-Americans study about the founding fathers, they ain't talking about no women. The only woman they talk about is Betsy Ross, and she is putting together a flag. She is doing domestic work. But when we talk about the history of our women, right, we bring up Fannie Lou Hamer. We bring up, Dr. King's wife. We bring up what Malcolm X's wife and his family meant to him in the family. Like, we bring up Rosa Parks, right? Mm-hmm. This idea that we're just this group of misogynistic men and it's just black men, it is bullshit. It is a misdirection. And I think as black men, there's nothing wrong with saying right now, right? Take your ass to vote. I'm not telling you not to vote, right? But if on this federal shit though, if y'all want to leave that shit blank, I can't blame you.
I can't blame you.
I can't blame you.
Because
I'm just on point number 2. I'm sorry. I'm heated, bro. No, I'm heated.
Well,
my bad.
I'm at the point of, I told my friends yesterday, I was like, yo, she got one more strike.
I'm gonna see how I feel after vacation because I'm heated. Like she
got one more strike. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna watch the Charlemagne shit today.
I'm not watching that.
I gotta watch because I'm like,
nope, don't do it. Don't do it because I know Charlemagne. He does this. Charlemagne is very much he's interviewed her before, so I don't think he's going to ask her anything new. He's made his jokes before. They're all softballed questions. And to be fair, you know why I'm glad and I hope that she doesn't go sit with Joe Budden? Because he's not educated enough on what the hell to talk about, right? Nothing about Charlemagne makes me think he's educated enough.
Well, here's the thing. What if she wanted to roll out this plan for black men, right? And if you wanted to pull in voters that are voting for Trump, the most ideal person is right on MSNBC. It's Michael Steele, who is the lieutenant governor of Maryland, who is a Republican himself. He's not a Trumper, right? If you wanted to do that and you wanted to pull in that crowd, because here's the thing, the Shade Room crowd, probably the male crowd, probably wasn't voting for you in the first place.
Oh, probably. No.
Right? They probably not even voting, right? You are alienating people that's actually voting for you, right? You're alienating college educated, top third, middle third, productive black men that is like, yo, well, okay, plan for me. All right, it's a Hail Mary, but I get it. You're trying to win the game or you're trying to at least run the clock out and you up by 1. So I get it. You're throwing the ball up in the air, right? But when you say, well, I'm gonna announce this on the Shade Room. And again, maybe the Shade Room jumped ahead because when I watched that interview, it ain't really had nothing to do about the plan.
It didn't. But Mike, if this was strike 2 for me.
I am trying to shoot bail. You're right. I am.
Strike 1 was the collard greens, and you keep trying to convince me you black. 1, I don't care. I don't care about your race. I don't think I don't think whenever somebody came in and saw that Kamala, and this is her race, I don't think not one person changed their mind on if she's not black. So I think you kept doing it, kept letting me know that you're trying to convince me of something that you're not. Weird, but I let that rock.
Yeah.
The collard greens, I'm like, that's funny to me, but it's like...
It's funny. We cracked the joke, but that wasn't going to make me vote or not vote for you. That wasn't going to make me...
But it makes me be like, yo, you're a little weird.
You playing in my face a little bit.
Playing in my face a little bit. Cool. The shade room shit pissed me off. And I'm like I said, she got about one more time. And the Barack shit too pissed me off simply because it's like, oh, y'all... If these two events, and see, this is really strike 4, but I'm grouping 2 strikes with you.
We're trying to work with you.
I'm trying to work with you. And yes, you got about 2 more strikes. That's going to count as 1. And on November, when we vote?
November 5th.
Oh, it might be blank. If you do it twice, 2 more times, that shit going to be blank.
You literally stumbling across the finish line right now.
Mike said 6 months ago, just don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. That's all you got to do. Just not fuck it up. And it's like, look, but here's the thing. What nobody is saying is what the real problem is. The real problem is that the black male gaze is valuable, right? Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, maybe it's not valuable. Maybe it's invaluable. Maybe it's unquantifiable about how much motherfuckers pay attention to what we pay attention to. Because as black men, I think a lot of times we're busy just doing our own thing.
Yeah.
So we don't care what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is looking for. We figure out like, okay, all right, we're gonna wear jerseys, we're wearing Timbs. Mm-hmm. What we like is what we like. We don't really look for anybody else to come in and say, yo, you should pay attention to this. Like, we like basketball, right? NFL still the number 1 sport. We still love basketball, right? We just do what we do.
Absolutely.
And I think that independence, it makes other people look in, right? It definitely make our women look in, right? And our women, by and large, do support us, but they fickle, right? But I think the group that pays attention to us the most, that nobody really like to say pay attention to us, is liberal Euro-American women. I think that group, when we do something, they are all in behind us. And of course that brings in Euro-American men. Yeah. And I think what's happening is they're losing that vote because everybody knows the election doesn't go the way that black men vote, doesn't even go the way that black women vote. The election every year goes the way that white women vote.
And y'all scared to talk to them. What's the third thing before we go to this next thing? Or is that the last?
I can speed through it. This is how I know there's no black people in the room. Supporting regulatory framework for cryptocurrency and other digital assets. So black men, like there's no, that is nothing but the Twitter black men that y'all. Yeah, I know that there's no African American in that room right now. I know there's not an African American man in that room when y'all came up with this list. The launching a national health equity initiative from black men to focus on sickle cell, diabetes, mental health, prostate. That's good. I appreciate that. Legalizing recreational marijuana. Y'all should never legalize it. I asked for it to be decriminalized. Because when you legalize it, you put it in the hands of rich people and you put it in the hands of tobacco companies.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did. And what you should have did is decriminalize it. And then that way, regular everyday individuals could have still sold weed, which added so much to the economy.
Nah, they need their money. We know.
Yeah, the money went straight up to the top. Yeah. We never asked for it to be legalized. We asked for it to be decriminalized. So,
we know what y'all did there.
Yeah, we know what y'all did. Anyway, Barack and Kamala.
That's strike 2.
Hey, y'all exchanged from y'all dads, okay?
Yeah.
55% of us grew up with our dad, and 70% of us have access to our dads. Y'all might not talk to y'all dads. Y'all might not have access to them. Stop projecting your blackness or your version of blackness on African Americans.
Before we go to the next thing, like I put in my group chat yesterday, I'm going to pause so I can say it correctly. If a black man married to a white woman did all this shit that she been doing, no way they get this close to an election.
Nope.
Gavin Newsom would have already been nominated. They would have pulled this shit 2 weeks before and said, nope, we good on you, bruh. We got to win this election. Gavin Newsom, you up early. No way. And I want that to really stick in people's heads. If a black man married to a white woman pulled all the stunts and got up there and said, black women, y'all must be scared of a black man to be in power, they would have tore his ass up. But you know what? It's cool.
To quote Nina Turner, if Democrats want to discuss misogynistic voting patterns, black men should be last on the list. Black men are the most progressive voters amongst men in the country, and they're the second most progressive of all demographics behind black women.
All right, let's lighten this pot up a little bit, I think. Bobby, whatever, the little white girl Bobby who be doing
Bobby
the driving,
Atoff.
she said after the divorce, she was talking to somebody and they were talking about after the divorce of getting a hoe phase. Did you go through a hoe phase after you got your divorce? Sorry, this is shit I don't put on the board.
Let's see here. After my divorce, not so much. Probably like pre getting married. I mean, I definitely, had a hoe phase.
Get it out your system before you get married.
It wasn't even like trying to get it out of my system before I get married. I mean, I was just on the roll. Terribly so. By the way, but that is not me bragging. That is me saying like I wish I could take 90% of that back.
Mike want to take bodies off his back.
I really, really do.
There must be a bad one on.
Well, women say if you use a condom, they said that like it don't count. So technically, like if I don't use a condom, I'm probably on like 2 hands.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So in theory, yeah, I'm a virtuous man.
Amen. I love when girls come up to you. I didn't come, so I didn't really fuck him. It's like, bitch, what? Never mind, I can't say it.
But hoe phase after divorce, I think it's a thing. I've seen it.
Y'all better stop hoeing. And if you don't know, and speaking of the bottom third of black men, Gucci Third Leg, who is a OnlyFans worker, had she was pretty too. The girl who was crying.
She is pretty.
She was pretty. I love the internet because when Kamala is doing this, Elon makes sure that the bottom third of black men continue to be entertained.
Dude, TikTok and X, they run the bottom third of black people business to the top. Like, it's like it's a schedule for it.
Absolutely.
Like 2 p.m.
It's on.
Pop it up.
And so if you don't know, Gucci Third Leg is an OnlyFans creator, and he's been sleeping with women. He's told everybody, I've slept with at least 3,000 women. And one of the girls contracted like an STD from him. And come to find out, a bunch of girls now came out and was like, yo, I caught her STD after being with him. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because there was a lot of people online. First of all, they was trying to come for black men. And like I told Mike, nothing was funnier than people finding out that bro was Nigerian.
Yeah, he's Nigerian. Because that kind of like just killed their whole. I don't know why. I mean, look, I know why people don't like African Americans. Men, but I do hate how y'all pretend that it's like it's not a thing. Like we're not being targeted. I like how y'all try to make it seem like, I'm just talking about accountability. And it's like, no, you really trying to come for African American men.
And then this whole thing runs online for days. He's doing an interview with academics where they're trying to interrogate him and Aiden Ross. And it's like more bottom third of black men with bigger microphones, bigger platforms, just talking and spewing. And you know what? I looked at the young lady and I felt bad for her. One, because she's also African. I think she's Nigerian too. But that's not the point. The point is these Nigerians, I was talking to a guy yesterday on the Playbook, and I was like, yo, man, your Nigerian brothers, man, y'all come in here doing some goofy shit.
They goofballs.
And the Democrats hiring them too to represent black people.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the chick that owns the Shade Room, that's a good example.
Well, I thought TDJ's on it.
I mean, he
Nigerian too? He might be.
No, I think he one of us. But, she might be the owner and, they put the money up. Who knows?
Absolutely. But, I looked at that and I looked at sis and I said, you 19, 18, 19, something like that. You are already doing, I call it diet sex work. Mike calls it full-blown sex work.
Yeah. OnlyFans is sex work.
Yeah, it is. I mean.
Because you got to think, man, like 20 years ago, like I used to be in the strip club. I used to be in the strip club heavy. Like I used to love the strip club. And like I used to go in there and it was kind of unusual to find a girl that would be selling in the strip club.
Oh, okay.
Right. So back in the day, like you meet strippers and like you'd actually like could get her number and like go out with her, like meet her up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't have to pay for it. Like you just, you give a tip her while she's there. Yeah, but like the strippers used to be like, if I like you, I hit you up later. Yeah. Like that used to be a thing. I know a lot of young guys listening right now is being like, what? Yeah. Like, dude, look, you could also buy it for $40. Like these are not myths. These are things that have actually happened in my lifetime. But long story short, if you go to the strip club now.
Well, I can help you. First time I went to Platinum Plus, black girl sits down. She dances on me. She said, what you doing for the rest of the night? I said, nothing. Me and my boy, this is when Ez was staying in 5 Points. We going back to his spot. She was like $600.
Yeah. Now it's every chick, right? So that's why I was like, when people like, it's diet sex work. I'm like, nah, everybody's selling now. If they show you if they will show you their coochie, they will sell it to you.
And
Like absolutely, like it's everybody now. And then here's the thing: I'm not even shaming that, because as I always say, man, like sex work is real work. Yeah. And I know a lot of guys be like, "Yo, we want to get rid of porn, we want to get rid of sex work." Bro, you do not want to live in a world where these things do not exist. I promise you, you don't. There's a reason why the Roman army in Rome had brothels for men that cannot afford to get married. You do not want to live in a world.
Facts.
Like there are stories, and I like to travel to the Middle East way too much to sometimes reveal the things that I hear when I talk to people in the Middle East. But trust me when I say, you do not want an environment where there's not sex work and there is not an ability to at least get the sex. Trust me.
Absolutely. I want to tell everybody, we have a Ask Black Men segment. Please go to blackdadsclub.org. We getting Mike to transfer the domain over. That's my way of getting Mike to do it. If you go down there, you scroll at least a quarter of the way down on the page, you will actually see a place where you could submit your questions. Today, our question comes from Crucial Conflict. He asked for his name to be shared, I believe, on Instagram. I'm assuming he's a Kappa because there's too many K's in this thing, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. The title of his question is, this question is brought to you by NoGrease Premium in Northlake Mall. Is it cheating to have a work wife? His question is, hey, I work 50 hours a week. I am naturally a flirtatious dude. That'll get you caught up. Mm-hmm. I can't help that everywhere I work, females tend to flock to me for daily affirmation. All caps. Is this cheating? Come on, Mike. Is this cheating?
Oh, gosh, man. Work wife, work husband. Is it cheating? Is it cheating? You know what? So I always say cheating is based upon what who the person you with, what do they know about you and your personality, right?
Okay.
So if my woman knows that I am naturally flirtatious and gregarious and outgoing and complimentary, and she's okay with that, it's not cheating.
Okay.
Right? If my wife is jealous and I haven't made her secure, right? So she's insecure and she's always going through my phone and like stuff like that, and then you're doing this, that is cheating. Right?
Okay.
I think we take cheating sometimes to just be this holy monogamy thing. And like for the vast majority of human history, we haven't really been monogamous. Monogamous is a thing that we do when everybody's safe. When everybody's not safe, you really can't do monogamy because the most powerful, violent person has to protect everybody. So he kind of gets everything.
Okay.
So to answer this question, if your wife knows your behaviors, and if y'all have agreed upon rules and you stay within the bounds of those rules, not cheating. If you're outside of those rules, cheating.
Can you fuck? That's my thing. If you can smash, you probably need to dump your work wife. You need a work wife that, if it's not the holiday party.
She ain't putting no pressure on you to do something stupid.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to have a work wife back in the day.
Yeah.
And hopefully my wife hasn't gotten this far in the pod because she knows because she used to work there. And it got to a point where I really knew, I wasn't dating my wife. Yeah. I was actually dating another girl. And I think my wife pointed out and was like, you can smash her, right? Like you're getting to the point now. I know you have a girlfriend, Gavin. This is my wife now telling me this. I know you got a girlfriend, Gavin. You can smash this chick at work. Like I know it. Like I can see it. And I was just like, nah, it ain't like that. Well, then it got to a point where I realized, and then you know what made me break up with my work wife?
What?
She came to me one day and I was texting her something. And we was flirting for real. It wasn't even no working flirting. And so anyway, she said, my man found it. And she said, I think he's going to kick me out. And I looked at her and said, bitch, I don't know where you going.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Like
it was too far. I said, I'm done here.
Yeah. That's definitely too far. But again, like, if it's flirting innocent, here's the thing. I'm the type of person is don't hide anything from your significant other. I have a huge argument that's going on right now that I didn't even mean to get involved in on Instagram.
Here go Mike.
Where
what the Democrats did?
Where they talking about honesty and transparency. And I agreed with the same young lady that was talking to Cam Newton. She's on another clip. And she was like, she prefers transparency. Like, honesty is on the back end. Transparency is on the front end. And I just made the quick quip that, this is actually what men ask for women and they never do it.
I saw you post that on Twitter. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah, and of course, it's like, I'm getting fucking real. I think it's like 200 comments in, right?
Oh, nice.
But it has like 6,000 likes because you know who's agreeing with me? This is what guys are saying. Like, we don't really get transparency. We get honesty. So here's the thing. As a man, right? And I'm not saying like, go home and be like, hey, honey, this baddie at work wants me, right? But if your wife knows your behavior and if you're kind of allowed that latitude, that's not cheating. Now, if your wife is like, yo, don't smash, and you smash, obviously that's cheating.
True. And then, what's funny? I was in a group chat and we talked about this question. Somebody was like, do you have wife clients? Like instead of work clients, but client wives. And I was like, no. Can't do that. Because somebody will book me for a shoot and just show up butt ass naked. And then it's going to get weird. Yeah,
and like I said, and I know a lot of women are listening. Is like, oh, can I have a work husband? Like, look, I don't care if the dude at work picks up stuff and open doors for you or bring you lunch, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you sit in his car, we're gonna have a problem, right? Because you ain't got that kind of latitude. I'm not giving my wife that kind of latitude.
Yeah.
All right, you don't have that kind of latitude with me.
And y'all sitting in the back seat.
Yeah. So front seat. Now, you sit in the back seat. We got all sorts of problems. And I'll say this for anybody. Cops might get caught, but I'm not a cop caller. So chill.
Shout out to my man Judge Mathis. He's almost fully reconciled.
Man, he is so happy, bro. But this right here, I love it. I love this story, bro.
Me too. Well, I love it for the reason of, like I tell y'all, I watch Judge Mathis every single day. The old episodes, I've probably seen all the episodes by now. He kept making references. When I get done with this, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And my wife me and her want to do X, Y, and Z with our dogs and granddaughter. And when X, Y, and Z ended, he did none of that shit. So to see that a woman who, helped him get to where he is very, very, very early in his career, who he then hired, who took his show to another level, say, hey, baby, it's time for us to relax.
She still looks good for her age.
Yeah.
She's still a really attractive woman.
And I'm imagining there's no prenup in there. I'm just imagining.
I'm imagining there's no prenup either.
And you better go home and fix it.
Yeah. I would have been sick to it, no prenup. Can you imagine going from being worth $100,000 to being worth Jordan Matt got to be worth $50 million?
Probably so close in there.
Yeah, you know what? No, I mean, $25 million, I can still survive. I probably have to leave California.
Oh, absolutely.
I can survive.
And then
he got to tell us what he did though. If you're gonna show us you sad, and if you're gonna show us you happy, you got to tell us what you did.
I want you to tell us what you did, because I'm getting tired of these. Because we made a clip of it, YouTube keeps showing me clips of people just coming up with theories. Yo, it's this chick. He got a chick pregnant. He did this, and I don't believe none of that. I just can't. I hope not.
Like just tell us what you did. I mean, you ain't got to go into details, but I think it's good when married couples go through something and they be like, this happened. Because I was like, because then you realize like, yo, I'm just a normal couple.
Fact.
Like I know some married couples, and I know more now post divorce than I did prior to being married.
Okay.
And if I would have known like those married couples like prior to me being married, I would have kind of understood marriage a little bit more, because marriage is wild.
It is wild. I remember one time I was sitting with a bunch of guys and I was telling them how my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, got upset because some girl was FaceTiming me. And my wife was at the crib cooking. I was in class. And this is the point in time in my life where I had an iMac, MacBook, iPad, a backup iPhone.
Oh, you got them all connected.
All them bitches went off at the same time. So she's in the house cooking and she just hears ringing and she sees a girl's name. And I remember I told all them dudes, and this dude called somebody on the phone. He said, yo, go sign me out of everything right now. And all the dudes' faces was like, wait. They can see all that. I'm like, yeah. And so, yeah, you know what? Married people. But I brought up that story to them to be like, yeah, me and her had to have a real conversation.
Yeah, dude probably was terrified. Like, oh my God, law me out of everything.
Absolutely. And that, I'm still learning that lesson. And I remember one time me and her ran into the girl. And you know what happens? You know what the joke is? We ran into the girl. My wife laughed because the girl was busted.
Oh my goodness.
And, it's different when you try to convince your girl, like, yo, I'm not even attracted to this girl.
Yeah.
She's not attractive.
Yeah, they're not gonna believe that.
They don't care. And then we ran into her. My wife goes, that bitch was calling you. I said, all right. Because she knew what the girl looked like a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that little circle on Instagram. Yeah. And then cause my wife did some homework. She found the girl. Before I even got home, I didn't know what the hell.
And boy, I'm gonna tell you, they will backtrack. I don't know how they be finding stuff out.
They the FBI. And then you know what that made me realize is like, do not leave your girlfriend at your house. Because it's my first home. It's the only home I owned. And I'm in my young 20s. And I got some girl there that's 21 who could just tore my shit up.
That's why I'm always transparent. And I always tell folks, like, yo, I'm not a cheater. You might be a cheater, but
I'm pointing at me?
No, pointing at the camera.
I said, God.
No, pointing at the camera, man. But I'm glad you said that because people can't see me pointing at the camera on audio. Yeah, no, I was pointing at the camera.
God, I saw Mike's finger go out. I said, now I can't go to Columbia, man.
Yeah. No.
All right, here goes Mike's favorite guy. This is the person we sending our kids to his school.
Last time. But this child support thing, it's out of control, brother. Mm-hmm. You cannot let a woman destroy a man's life financially.
Okay.
Because the relationship is over.
I agree.
I mean, I think black men need to organize, and we, had this dialogue. Black men need to organize and force a change in legislation regarding child support. First of all, if I can't see my child, you don't get my money.
Okay, hold on. Ah, shit.
Child, you don't get my money. That should be law. Because too many women are denying us the right to see our children and yet still benefiting from child support.
Well, child support court and custody court is two separate courts, and it shouldn't be. I agree.
Do you agree that if I don't get to see my kid, I don't have to pay for it?
No, I mean, here's the thing. I think you should definitely kick in financially. Like, I'm not an anti-child support guy, right? But on the same token, I understand that child support is absolutely weaponized.
Okay, yeah. That ain't no answer to my question what I asked you, though.
Yeah.
I got to hold your feet to the fire. I said, because he made it very clear. If I am not getting in.
No. I believe you do the right thing regardless.
Okay, cool. Also, so
let's get to the next part. If you don't see your kid, you keep paying.
All right, cool, bet. See, Mike?
On herself.
This MSNBC.
And not necessarily the children. So yes, child support should go on a card.
Okay.
It should go on a card, Art. And you have to use that credit card for all purchases for the child.
Yeah, see it.
Okay.
So that way, if the father wants to, Art, I should be able to log into my child support folder, my child support online profile.
Okay.
And I should be able to see what you're buying with my money.
Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Umar sounded like somebody who just got hit with a child support.
Facts.
No, right now. No, I do not. Like, dude, stop being, do not be a masochist and be concerned about who your ex is boinking or what she's spending money on that you send over there. Now, look, can you be concerned about who's around your kids? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you, they don't care. And you're going to have to make sure in your mind that you don't care either. You just got to the consequences for mess up just have to be severe.
I think I'm not mad at this logic of, I should be able to see what you spending my money on. However, hold on. No.
Yeah.
But however, this is like cucking in a way. It's almost like, it's going to be painful. You can't you're going to be getting off to she's spending my money on what? Why you buying him Skittles?
Here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
If a woman have already weaponized child support against you, and she's already weaponized you being able to see her kid, dude, she is not going to spend anything on that card for anything regarding the kid. Even if she's taking care of the kid, she's going to use her card to pay for all the kid stuff. And then she'll have your card. So you're going to see her out with Fashion Nova, out at the restaurant, right? Like buying stuff on men's sites. Like, she's going to do it.
Absolutely.
To fuck with you.
Mike stole my point because that's exactly what I was going to get to. But you know what? You know what kills that whole thing? Not saying it kills it, but what happens is now when we go to court, look what she's sending the child support on. You know what I'm saying? I do think it has other things. The other thing I think needs to stop with child support is, I don't like the fact that men can go into child support. Let's say I owe $500 and they about to put me in jail. I could pay $25 and not go to jail. I think that's something, and I'm not talking about the jail part. This whole thing of I could just put a fraction of a fifth, a tenth of it on, and I can avoid consequences of paying child support. I don't
think there should be any consequences if you do not pay your child support. I just don't, right? I don't think you should lose your driver's license. I don't think you should go to jail. I don't think you should not be able to get a passport.
No, it got to be some consequences.
No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing, right? The consequences aren't making dudes pay. Right? The consequences are just punishing dudes for not paying.
Well, you can't be a deadbeat out here.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If a man can end up with the consequences of this, and it could be no fault of his own, right? Like, I know a couple that was getting child support from the child's father, and the dude lost his job. The dude has a master's degree. He just lost his job, right?
Yeah, he got
behind on child support.
You talking about the 10%.
No, I think no, because the vast majority of men are paying. The vast majority of men that are on child support, are paying.
No,
child support.
I'm talking about the men who just don't. I'm talking about the deadbeats.
Yeah, the deadbeats.
No, they don't get to walk out here and just say, "Yo, I get to live my life." Because what happens is, I believe I think most men are good men, and they're probably not even on child support. I think the men that are on child support, there is a issue. It's a way that you get on child support. Let's get that out the way. Let's be very clear. And that is because y'all could not come to an agreement on your own. So the courts had to get involved.
Absolutely.
And you chose the courts. Cool. If those people who could not come into an agreement with each other now are on child support, I believe if we say, hey, we're going to strip all consequences of child support, that number of deadbeats will grow.
I don't think so.
Oh, I know so, because you'll be agreeing with your woman. You don't even get there.
Yeah, no, because I think the dudes who are going to be deadbeats are deadbeats regardless. And here's the thing, right? We're two guys that are not on child support. I'm divorced, not on it. You're married, not on it, right? So we can't really speak as we have been in the court system.
I'm speaking on this as somebody who, my sister has a dude on child support.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
I shoot a lot of women who have men on child support. Them niggas go there, put $30 down on owing thousands and walk out of the court for free and disappear. Because that's what happens to y'all. I want everybody to understand. That's what happened to the niggas who don't pay child support.
Yeah.
They put pennies on the dollar.
They just got to keep it under like whatever the amount is.
No, the judges just say, yo, all right, how much can you give unless you're going to jail today? And then once they get out of jail, because it's not like they spending months and years in jail.
Yeah.
They get out of jail, they disappear. And so those men, I think if we say, hey, there's no consequences, then what happens when there's other issues.
I hear what you're saying. I think that's a little cart before the horse, right? Like, I think like when a dude is that sorry, like you kind of got to sniff that out before you let him hit
facts.
when you're ovulating.
Facts. We passed that.
Yeah, we're beyond all that. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not even worried about that.
They're not doing anything. Like, they're the type of man that I would expect to do this, right? Like, here's the thing. If you added consequences, right, would those guys do better? I don't think they do better. No. So I'm not saying I know what the consequence should be, because I don't. And I don't know if jail is the answer. I don't think jail. Matter of fact, let me put it like this: I don't believe jail is the answer. Yeah.
But what ends up happening is if we just loosen the current consequences, I don't think it's going to say, all right, we're going to fix the child support problem, because now we got more kids in the system. Now we're going to have to provide these women more resources. And even the dudes who got their chicks on child support, it was so funny. I'm supposed to be interviewing a guy soon. Hopefully it happens. And the dude was like, yo, he had 3 kids with his wife. She came in the room one day, said, I'm out.
Yeah.
You get to keep the kids. Put me on child support. And dude was like, have not seen her or gotten anything, and she just so far fucking behind in child support.
Yeah, women are way worse deadbeats on child support than men.
Yeah, but they represent a small. So
that's a small portion, but they're bigger deadbeats. I mean, look, I get it, but here's the thing, right? I think sometimes what we misunderstand in this country is sometimes there's no refuge from a terrible decision, right? Like there's no one that can say, like, it's just a bad decision. And there's consequences that you suffer from that decision, and you have to learn how to be content and make do. And I know that sucks, right? Because like I said, in my case, like even when it comes to things with like my son and my son's mother, where it's like I paid for something, she was supposed to pay. I didn't even ask for it, right? With he had the after school program come up. I'm probably gonna end up just paying that, right? But she gets his haircut, right? She don't never ask me for that, right? So I think there's a phase where most of us don't work through, right? Like me and my son's mother, like again, let's not get it twisted. We were not friends, right? Even when we still was like doing, married stuff and we weren't married, we still weren't friends, right?
Yeah.
It was a familiarity that was there, right? But at some point we had to be like, all right, the kid cannot suffer the consequences for us not being able to be adults about how we treat one another. Facts. And I think too many men and women that the first thing that you do when you're no longer with the other person is create a level of consequences because everybody's trying to get their lick back. And Facts. At some point, someone just has to stop throwing the ball back and forth, set it down, let it calm, and then be like, all right, let's get into this work. So I get it. and this is the reason why I'm saying that there should not be any consequences when men don't pay child support, is because I think sometimes you just made a bad decision and you need to stew in it. And if you just
hell no, I don't agree with that.
No, because if you keep going back, you keep going back and saying, all right, I'm trying to punish the other person, you're going to be 18, 24 years into it where you're still thinking about a person that you fucked 24 years ago.
I am not in agreement with, you made a bad decision. And you just got to live with that.
You ain't got to be with it. No, you ain't got to be with it. You gonna live with it though.
No, you already living with it.
Yeah, you're gonna live with it.
I'm not going there. I'm not going to tell somebody. I'm not going to tell the boy who got exposed, faced expulsion in school, got kicked out of school. You know what? You should never be allowed in an educational program again. No, I'm not doing that to him.
No, but he's going to have to go through whatever steps it takes for him to get back in there.
But we don't keep punishing him for the rest of his life. We don't punish
We're not punishing her.
You want to talk or you want me to talk?
I'm talking.
Okay, when you talk,
I'm just saying,
you can talk to yourself because I keep talking, you keep cutting me off. I'm just saying,
we're not punishing her.
No, Mike, if a young lady has a child by a deadbeat and you say, I'm never going to punish that deadbeat for being a deadbeat, yes, you are punishing her and her child for the rest of their lives by financially, emotionally. You punishing other people who have to put money in to take care of that kid.
All that is happening regardless, though.
Mike, no, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know what the fuck.
Wait. Hold on. You literally just said these dudes are not taking care of the kids, right?
They aren't. But I'm saying if you don't, here's my thing. All right, if I'm not taking care of my kid and I see no punishment, then I disappear. I think the number of men, guess who's getting punished? The number of men, those number of men will increase. Sorry, it will increase. That deadbeat, I'm not paying shit, niggas. That group of men grows.
Okay, take the deadbeat dude that you know right now that you're thinking of in your head, right?
Okay.
All right. What consequence do you think you could give that dude that would force him to financially take care of his child? If you could do any punishment in the world, any punishment.
I'm not saying I know the punishment because I don't think jail is the answer. But right now, let's say that deadbeat dude right now gets a judgment of $1 million right now. No consequences is, hey, you know what? You $100,000 back child support. You just got awarded $1 million. We not gonna garnish this check. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
so we saying no consequences. That's what happens.
But that's so far outside of what's likely to happen for a dude that's a terrible dude.
No. I don't know that does not happen. I can't say that.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
We getting in the fairy tale land.
Yeah,
now,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's so far out of the bound.
You shouldn't be $100,000 in back child support and thinking you're going to get a new Benz tomorrow. No. That shit don't happen. You should show up. They say, you know you have a lien against you. You have a judgment against you for $100,000. We cannot approve for you to come get a G-Wagon. Sorry. No, because that's what's not happening out here. That's why I'm saying it should be no, hey, free things. You know what? I got a bird pregnant. I ain't got to take care of this kid. Because that's what a lot of men going to do. Is like, you know what? She in a whole different state. She a bird. She pissed me off. You know what? You ain't getting your child support. That's what happens.
No, I know that deadbeats exist, Gab. What I'm saying is, I'm like, this idea. Here's the thing. I think too many dudes that are not deadbeats have it weaponized against them.
Oh, I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
First of all, deadbeats represent like the smallest percent of fathers.
So I'm like, when I say like, there's nothing we can add. So, and here's the thing: if we can't add it, I mean, look, I've told y'all before, I'd be a libertarian if they weren't racist, right? I am 100% for repealing a ton of laws off the books because I think that the punishments are negligible, especially if you can afford the punishments. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even really a deterrent. So what I'm saying is like, when it comes to it, I'm like, look, I get what you're saying, right? If you got $100,000 in back child support, yes, you should probably have a lien against you. That probably should prevent you from buying, a new G-Wagon, right? I'm not disagreeing with that, but what I'm saying is, if you took that away and that person could get the G-Wagon, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't make anybody else's life harder or worse. Right? Because that dude that can't get the G-Wagon, let's say if he can afford the G-Wagon, what is he going to do? He's just going to get an LLC. He's just going to get a company name. He's going to get it in his mama name. It's going to get done, right? So it's like, we're creating these extra steps where it's like we have sucked ourselves into issues that we won't get out of because we want to see someone else punished. That's the point that I'm trying to make here.
Hey, I'm not willing to hold shit over people's heads for the next 30 years. Or I don't believe in your kid suffering for 18 years because his dad is rolling around in a new Benz. Why? Because he could just do it just because.
It's a fucked up situation.
It is a very fucked up, but I ain't going to say, what you did for 15 minutes 30 years ago should keep affecting your kid while they trying to go to college. You shouldn't be out here. Shit, even if we make these niggas volunteer, I don't give a fuck. I just don't think it should be like whatever. But
the volunteering, I would be mad at.
And like I said, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. But I will say this: I don't believe it's jail. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think because we just locking black men up for doing dumb shit at that point. Also, before we go to the next thing, I think it should be punishment for people that hold their kids, for women that hold their kids against they not allowing their dads to see the kids. Yeah. I think that should be something. I think that is nasty because what happens is too many women get missing. They sons and daughters don't know. They think their dad ain't shit. And then there's things in play and you can't find it. You know, you can't find the kid. Excuse me. I got started speaking in full sentences here. I be listening back and I'm like, damn, I just skipped the end of this sentence. Sports takes. Stefon Diggs. I can't say what you did or did not do because I don't know. But what I do know is if your brother jumps a dude for whatever reason it may be, you cannot wear the jury to NFL game day on Sunday, especially you being the star of the team.
Y'all gotta leave that street stuff like in the streets, man. Like once you get to a certain point where you like the whole point of doing anything that's in the streets is to get out of the streets. Once you get out of the streets, man, leave the street shit behind, Stefon. Like don't wear a chain. Just be like, yo, I snatched your chain. If that happened, allegedly.
What? No, the video's out.
Of them beating the dude up?
Yeah, he posted all over his Instagram yesterday.
Oh well, yeah, Stefon, you can't wear the chain, bro. You about to get sued. you about to get sued.
Now I will say this to the dude. You cannot post where you bought the chain from. You posting that you got it from Balenciaga. If I'm Stefon Diggs, I'm ordering this shit from Balenciaga today. Yeah. And I'm going to say.
That's where I ordered it from. Yep. Yeah,
but hey, goofies will be goofies.
Exactly.
Shout out to the bottom
athletes
third of
and
men.
entertainers. You beat me to it. You beat me to it. Bottom third of men.
Bottom third. Skip said his heart is no longer into broadcasting because they got rid of Shannon. And he fought for Shannon so that they wouldn't get rid of him.
I want Shannon to address this before I make a comment. I'm saying Skip full of shit though.
I'm leaning there as well. Skip, you are they.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We gave Skip all his credit for making the people stars that he's made stars.
Absolutely.
But right, like this right here is why you can't keep a co-host. This shit that you're doing right here, Skip.
Well, just white tears.
Womp womp.
I saw this thing and I immediately thought it was fake. So I laughed because I was just like, Skip is playing in our face, especially when Shannon has already said that, we was there, wasn't working. They gave me my walk-in papers and you and Skip have not spoken about it since you left. Now, if you would have said we spoke immediately after we left, we talk every day still, then I could kind of believe the story, but whatever. Breaking news as we're recording, Devontae Adams is reuniting in New York with Aaron Rodgers. Does this put them over the top? I still don't know who won last night.
No, they suck. The Jets suck. Yes, it does it. Aaron Rodgers is done. I mean, they're gonna look good doing it. They might make wild card in the playoffs. They're gonna get knocked out of the first round. Devontae Adams, how that hamstring feel though? Are you really gonna be in the games on Sunday, bro?
Bruh.
Are you really about to do that?
I'm interested to see.
Are you really about to do that?
The Bills won 23-20. Damn. I know that second half of that game was boring.
Yeah.
The first 20 both came in first half, right?
Yeah, I fell asleep, man. I'm getting old.
I was not even watching because I was watching Love is Blind in DC. Ladies, to our female listeners, all 27% of y'all, I think it's 27. It's either 17 or 27, but we're growing.
I think it's 17.
All of y'all have been writing me saying y'all can't wait for me and Mike to catch up. Mike is not going to watch it, so I'm going to give him cliff notes as we go. I am just to the point where they've been in Cabo for 2 days, so I haven't gotten to the tea, even though all of y'all have told me. Apparently, so Love is Blind, they speak through walls.
Yes.
So what I've realized in research is that is a 10-day experience. After the 10 days, you propose to who you want to propose to, and y'all go to Cabo for a week with each other. Then y'all go back home and live with each other for a certain amount of days in apartments they put y'all up in. And then y'all get to the altar and decide if y'all want to get married. Clay was on there. Clay and AD when they did it in Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching this one. It's in DC, and this is the most trauma bonding show I've ever seen in my life. So much so that how do we say this the correct way? The PC way of doing things. I hope everybody knows the entertainment business is just full of shit.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell if people are actually on these shows for love now, or are people just on these shows to blow up their social media.
Absolutely. But the reason, before they even get there, we do have to understand that extensive background checks, extensive psychological tests are done on everybody before they get on the show. So the people that create these shows know exactly who's on the show. So the guy who asked to propose to his girl, and he was creepy, and the girl, it was so cringy to watch. This guy talked about his money. He couldn't, when he met the girl, he couldn't keep his hands off of her face and around her neck. And I looked at my wife. I said, I hate to do this to men, but he white, so I don't care that bad. He gives me serial killer vibes. And then they were not selected to go to Cabo. Everybody that gets engaged goes to Cabo. Yeah. But they probably knew we did not want an international murder on our hands.
Or whatever he's about to do. So he led with his wallet.
Oh, the whole time.
This is what I always be trying to say about simps. So this is why I don't take women seriously when they be like, y'all just use simps because that's men nice to women. Simps are very insecure. They're very controlling. That's why they lead with their wallets, right? Because any man knows that if a woman likes you, if a woman really likes you, you ain't got to spend a dime.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not in the beginning. She'll get you there. Like, she will be like, okay, nigga, we can't be in the house every night. But eventually, she want to be in that house with you. So that's why like him leading with his wallet, like that is the instant red flag.
Absolutely. And then apparently one of the guys has 3 kids and he hasn't told his girl yet. And it's one of the black guys. So
how many baby mamas?
I don't know. I ain't seen it yet. I ain't got there. But all the girls was like, yo, y'all need to talk about this, because when are you supposed to tell a girl after y'all done been in an experiment, after y'all done been in Cabo, yo, I got 3 kids, right?
I think you should probably.
So when you go on dates, how soon do you tell people that you have a kid?
When I first talk to somebody, I let them know that I'm a dad. Because for one, I have my son every other week.
Okay.
And it's hard to see me the weeks I have my son. Like, you can catch me during the day. He's at the age now where it's like, all right, I could drop him off. But it's like, I don't want my son. I want my son to see me in a healthy relationship. So I'd rather him just see me be nice to his mom and see me being a dad before he see dad, out here thotting and botting.
True.
So for myself, I always mention that early, because you're not going to see me next week probably, right? Like, you see me this week, you're probably not going to, you FaceTime me, come over late maybe, but you're not really going to see me next week. True. So I always get it out early, and I don't understand how you don't tell people you have. Now, I've dated chicks, and you got there, you be like,
Mike,
what?
Mike,
you got a kid? You
was about to spew that bullshit out your mouth. Me and you definitely during the pandemic was realizing that some of these chicks had kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be like, wait a minute, like where did that come from? They be having whole 6-year-olds, bro. You be
10-year-olds.
Like, yeah, when did you have a kid? Like, what? Like. So I get it. The ladies definitely do that. I don't understand why men would do it. And I put it like this: it's a bad look for you as a man, because the only way you can really get that off is if you never have your kid.
Facts.
So, and if you never have your kid, women are gonna low key look at you and be like, you're not a good dad. Now they probably still gonna date you, because women, they go for what they are sexually attracted to after they feel safe more than anything else.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm watching the show. I told my wife I didn't want to watch it. And then by episode 3, I'm like, all right, I'm intrigued, especially because they had 6 black people on there, if I recall correctly.
Okay, this might, all right. I'm going to turn it on in the background, guys. I got it. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to catch up.
But when they went to Cabo, I knew it was go time. One of them, I told my wife, I said, I don't think none of these people, besides one of the black couples, I think they're going to make it. But I told my wife, I said, yo, in real life, that shit don't work. He keeps talking about, I'm so in touch with my emotions and I'm this.
Oh, I saw a clip on that. Is that the one that he was like, he don't believe in gender roles and all that other stuff? Yeah.
I'm like, that shit don't work.
I love when men be like, yo, I don't believe in gender roles. And like the women just be like, okay, yeah, like, when you gonna take me out?
Yeah. And like the girl, he has like a cool black girl. She a freak, by the way. I can tell that. The other black girl, she already pissing off one of the black dudes. Like, she's already pissing him off. And it's like, matter of fact, it's 7 of them on there because.
You know what? Damn. Now that I know that dude is on that show, you're gonna make it hard for me to watch, because y'all know it's nothing I hate more than a lying-ass, soft-ass dude.
And he a little sassy too. But you know what's funny? One of the black girls, here's the other thing. This is what I love. They put 7 on there. They put 7 people on there. All 3 of the black guys picked the black woman. So that means the black woman, the odd one out, she had to pick a white guy.
Yeah.
But she automatically went to a white guy. This was gonna make you watch it. She's talking to him, and he does, and I respect him for this. I'm cutting it off at this part. I respect him because he straight up asked a way to figure out what was her race. And I respect that. Because
what did he say? When the last time you changed the smoke alarm battery.
It was like what you identify as, something like that. And I think all the black dudes, all the black people had unique questions that as a black person I knew that, that's my seeing this shit a sister way, right?
I think Drusky has like a great skit on that where he's like applying for a job.
Yeah. And then Drewski,
and they keep trying to ask all these questions to figure out if he's black. Bro. And he gets around and they're like, who's your favorite rapper? He was just like, Eminem. They were like, damn.
Yeah, look, and let me tell you what he tells her. Matter of fact, hold on. I gotta find this shit. He says something to her. So they're talking about his race, and he's like, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Cause it might take me a little minute. Hold on. Love is Blind, DC. He says something to her. Please pull up. Fuck, it's not showing up. All right. So he's asking her how she identifies. She says, I identify as, I'm black, blah, 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 and whatever else. And she said she got a little Indian in her. He was like, yeah, I grew up.
Oh, that's an automatic black person. Got a little bit of Indian.
Niggas love saying
$5.
Yeah. so they
should not be saying that the day after Indigenous People Day.
Look, and shout out to y'all. Yeah. And so they asking her about, hold on, this dude, because it's funny, bro. They asked him and he said, I grew up as being white and my dad was Italian. Come to find out, my dad was Nigerian and white. And like, I found out that,
so you're passing as Italian?
Yeah. So, it's funny like watching that. And so she started saying what she mixed with. He said, damn, you a mutt. And it was the longest pause in my house because he called a black woman a mutt on TV.
Ooh.
And I paused. I told my wife, I said, that's the shit you can't do. And I said, unfortunately, that's not going to be a deal breaker for her.
No, it's not because diversities are in the race play. All right, we'll get out of here.
Yo, what you got planned this weekend?
Actually, I just ordered some vlog and stuff, man. So we still trying to get the vlog up, man. And let's get here. All right. That's going to be it for Pastor Mike Will.
Look, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Mike is a year behind, but we're going to see what's going to happen. I am trying to work with him. Look, send this to somebody. I am trying to help him out, man. And with that, we're going to holler at y'all.
Holler at your boy.
I gotta